Okay, moving on to my next one, I've got the cloud, so our nice fluffy cloud you can see. Again, I've cut the paper to size. This one's a little bit easier than the bear. So you pull it over, make sure your ends are matched. Tape, I probably do 3. Some people might say that that's too much, some people might put more. I tell you what, it's personal preference. And then we can do, again, that simple fold at the end. Make sure the top bit doesn't go over the bottom bit. And then, I've not left much space in this one, but that's okay. Just fold it up. Like so. See? Got a nice clean fold there. Then again here, do the same. Hopefully you can see, probably can't see. Doing everything back to front makes life a little bit difficult, but that's okay. It's live, right? You just got to make it work. And then just give it a little fold up like this. I don't like that, I'm not happy with that. Some would say I'm quite pedantic, but I don't know, I never used to like wrapping presents, but over the years I've come to enjoy it, and I think the finished product is a really nice feeling. And there we go. So you kind of just push it all in, make it look, there we go. And again, another one. Happy Christmas, and you haven't actually given away what's inside, which is really good. And you can kind of just puff it out. So that's the cloud. Now we have Tessa the toucan. Let's give her a wrap. I probably like to think you could kind of wrap her a bit like a box. So again, I've cut the paper to size. I hope I haven't cut it too short. I tend to like either having my wrap pull there, you can see, it's right at the end, or try and make it right in the middle. I sometimes think right at the end actually looks really nice because it takes away from that middle. You don't have it, you don't actually notice the join as much. Right, and again we do our fancy fold. Yeah, see, I don't like those ends, but see, we can just kind of tuck it in. Then let's do this side. I bet you I haven't left enough paper on this one. That's why it's, but as I said earlier, less is more. I like to use less wrap. Some might say I've used too much in some of these because I didn't cut off the ends. But there we have it. Who would have thought that that has a toucan inside? You would never have guessed that, would you? All right. Now moving on to our final one. This is a print. So here you go. It's nice and thin. Look at that thin piece of cardboard. So what you could do is you could get just a nice brown envelope for this one. You know, sticky back, and you could just put you could make one of the bows that I showed you in the previous video, or you could just put some ribbon around it. That'd be really nice. Or you can just use a piece of paper as well to wrap. It's really thin, so I think sometimes the thin ones you think, oh, that'd be easy, but actually can be quite difficult. Just tape it up. All right, so there you go, you can see. So the old school way that I used to learn to fold corners was, you know, you'd fold both sides in like that, and then you'd fold it up. So you can do that too. And to be honest, that's how I would wrap for a flat piece like this, because you actually don't have enough on the sides to push it in. Like you can try, there you go, but it's slightly more fiddling around. So if you just leave it like that, and then all you have to do is pull both corners in, you can actually make them nice. You can do some nice folds here. And then my paper is overrun, and I don't like the look of that. So I'm just going to fold up here. Hopefully you can see. I'll show you Just going to fold up that bottom there. Yeah, not straight. Right. Then what you just make sure you're happy with it before you tape it, because you can fill around with the ends a bit before you actually tape. So you can see that's one end. And then that's two ends. Again, that one's not great. My cutting obviously clearly is not very straight, but I would typically normally fold that over. So there you go, and you literally need one bit of tape on each end, and there you have a print. So you could use that old school fold in on any of these items, but I've found since I've been wrapping, I've actually found it's much easier to do the sides in and then top down and then bottom up and then tape. I find it's much easier to manage. You don't have to juggle and do two folds on either end. So there's some Christmas wrapping tips. Hopefully you learned something you didn't know. If you didn't learn anything, that's a-okay. Thanks for watching, and stand by for our week 3 tips and tricks coming soon. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Christy here from Homely Creatures, week 2 of our 7 weeks to Christmas tips and tricks. So today I'm going to take you through some gift wrapping techniques that I've learned from doing my gift wrap volunteer each year for Christmas. So I'll take you through just a basic box, and then I've got some Homely Creatures products that I'm going to wrap. The big bear, which is big and awkward, the toucan, again another awkward item, and our cloud. And then I've got one of our prints, so it's really thin, but you can wrap that a number of ways, being in a bag or actually wrapping it. So I'll take you through them. I'll talk you through the process as we go, so we'll get started. And I might add, I'm probably not teaching you anything you didn't already know, but just if you pick something up, then that's fantastic. So I've been practicing my gift wrap over the past few years. So you'll hear my voice, but you won't see my face. So what I've got is the box, basic box. What you do is pull both ends together and tape it. Pull it nice and tight so it's nice and firm. And then what I've learned, and I'll try and do this back to front so you can all see, is you push the sides in, and then we fold the top down, and then you can bring the bottom up. So hopefully that looks good. Yeah, so what you can see is it's nice and tight. You've got nice clean folds on the end. I'll give that a tape and then I can show you. So if your paper at the end's not cut so well, you can just fold that over, which really it adds a little extra. So this one, again, the same. So fold in the ends and push the top down and then pull the bottom up, and done. So that's really easy. You could do that like in 3 folds. You've got that. I try and use less tape and less paper, but if you have a bit of overrun too, that's fine, don't worry. That's your basic gift wrap box. Nice and simple. Next one, we'll start with our big awkward bear. So I pre-cut all the paper so that I was ready to go for filming. So you can see this bear, it's quite big, it's quite awkward, and I actually did this on purpose. I cut the paper slightly short. So sometimes when people cut the paper slightly short, they think they can't use it, so then they'll throw it away and start another piece. So what I would do with this one, and with the bear, it's actually quite easy. I'll fold up from the 2 corners into the middle, into the center. You can do it, you can try multiple ways and then see which one you think is going to look good, look best. Before you tape anything, what I like to do is kind of pull it up to make sure I've got enough. I'm going to cover all the edges, so I will. So I'm going to pull that in again, nice and tight. I'm going to do 2 bits of tape on the corner there. And then we've got the ends. So again, you can do the simple fold that I did in the other one, with the box. So you can fold that in like so, and you'll see you've got a few bits of wrap there overhang, but that's okay. So you can kind of just fold them down so it's neat, because if you watch, when I pull this bit up, it's actually going to cover all of my folds. So I just have to spin around here, and so you don't want to give it away its complete shape. You can kind of just leave it even a little bit loose at the end. You can fold it over, fold the paper over if you want. I think that looks pretty good. And this one I might just stick a bit. So what you can do too, if you've got too much paper on the end, easily just chop it off. And then this one, we're going to do the same. Let's see how we go. Push it in from the sides. And you can fold that bit down. Hopefully you can see. It's hard to juggle going back to front. And then, I might have to spin this around. If you get a bit stuck, you could just easily put a little bit of tape on those end fold bits to hold it. And then fold that bit over. Obviously I've got a lot at the ends. That's too much excess, but I could chop that off. Or you can kind of just leave it. So that's an awkward bear. And you can see from the top, it looks really good. I think it looks great. And even from the bottom, it's not too bad. And you've got to remember that as long as the bottom's neat and tidy, your folds are clean and tight, and you try and reduce the amount of ruffles in your paper, I think that's no worries at all.